Hello, everybody. This is Nikki from Motherhood Unfiltered. It's going to be okay. And I had a little bit of time. I'm working off and on today, this afternoon, whatever you want to call it. So I've been talking last week and this week, if you've followed me at all, about recognizing signs of depression and anxiety. Depression are ones easier for me to uh, talk about. They're more obvious to me, signs of uh, forget forgetfulness. I forget about taking my medicine. I forget about what time it is. I forget um, all kinds of time, and I forget to take care of myself. I forget to clean house, anything like that until the last minute. And then another thing, I wanna talk about is anxiety. When people are anxious, they start to worry. They start to worry about things that could happen. What if I go, to the store and they don't have something I wanna buy? Things like that. And I try not to let those, overcome me or I feel overwhelmed by them because that could happen. So I had to, a few years ago, decide because was going through a bad depression. I had to decide that um, I didn't want to live that way anymore. I did not want to be a person that was just another, number. I wanted to be someone who could achieve their goals, who could get better. And as you can see, I'm struggling with my words right now, but that's okay. I'll get through it. And, I usually try to use humor, um, to make it, uh, better, but, um or I try to only record when I know I can talk intelligently and not stumble around, but it's just one of the things of dealing with, depression and anxiety. So, I just have to be intentional and knowing that if I'm struggling that day, that I either need to take some things off my schedule or I need to put some more things in place, make sure I definitely take my medication, make sure that if I'm supposed to do something, I either say, no, I can't do it, or reschedule, or just anything like that, or take some time to write in my journal just thoughts that I'm having, even if they're kind of scattered thoughts. And sometimes they're just a bunch of one words or one or two word liners or things like that. Another thing I like to do is just go to a quiet place, which is usually just sit on my bed and close my eyes and do some deep breathing. About 10-15 minutes of that usually helps. So, I mean, the things that I talk about are real simple things, and you don't have to do something acrobatic. If you're going through a high stress moment, you can just that and just do it over until your body starts getting that toxic air out of your body and your oxygen starts flowing fresh blood through your system and carrying fresh oxygen throughout your whole body. But one of the things that I've been struggling with is so I've tried not to be considered someone who's vain, but I find myself that I am more vain than what I like to admit. And so if I feel like things are not perfect in my mind's eye, then I need to fix that. And it's weird things. For some reason, I just feel like women of a certain age, like the age I am now, should look and appear a certain way. However, it's not very appealing to me when I dress like that and I look like a big tablecloth or look like a pair of drapes or I don't know, but it's just crazy. So I'm like, so how do I find my physical identity and not feel like I'm trying to look like something I'm not? I see women who are successful, even older than I am, and they dress like someone I would never dress like. And and I thought, well, why can't I if it looks nice, all of my body parts are covered up. Why can't I do that? So, so I've been dealing with that lately. And then the other part of it is, so I've been doing these podcast episodes for almost in May, it'll be 2 years. And I never ever thought I would even make it 2 years. I figured that it would just be something that, okay, it's something I tried. I failed at it and I'm not going to do this anymore. However, let me get this out of my way a little bit. However, um, I'm still doing it. So I've been trying out different lighting and makeup. I really don't wear as much makeup as I used to, like when I would wear to work. But I'm noticing that sometimes, so I was trying out this lighting, and when I turned the light on, it was a light pink, like it was the lightest tint. But on the video, I looked like the purple monster. Like I thought I was for auditioning for the Barney show or something. And I mean, I I'm just like, okay, that didn't work out well, so I need to try something different. And so I have tried some makeup on. I've tried a black back screen. I've tried a virtual, screen, and some of it looks okay and some of it doesn't. And so now I'm trying this paneling I have behind me. I've got like a little tiny section of my room um shut off. I got to do some more work to it for sound barriers, but I there's just so many things at I never thought that I would have to think about, and it's just all part of wanting to bring a better quality of content to the people that listen to me and the people that do watch my videos. If you do, I think more of you listen than they do watch. So, so then so when I came over, you started using this paneling, I realized that my makeup was like, I felt like I had a ton of it on it and I looked like I was just pasty white. And I am a white person. I mean, obviously, but I didn't, to me, it was distracting. Probably nobody noticed it, but I noticed it. So now I've been trying to watch videos and learn how to use different makeup and techniques. So I hope if you do notice some improvement on some of those things, like this microphone has worked pretty well. Um, Sometimes if I hit it, you'll hear like a boing, it just in the background. I do wear hearing aids, but I don't think they're really the best because if I have like a speaker on where my work desk is, it interferes and it causes an echo. I can hear it during the interview, no one else can, but you can hear it once you listen to the recording. So just learning different things. So the thing I've been learning about is applying makeup. And so I got foundation and things for my skin tone, which is pale. And so I asked one of one of my mentors, well, my mentor, I only have one, But I was just like, I'm kind of like on my videos, I look so pale. She said, "Well, you need to use some bronzers." I'm like, "Bronzers? I'm not a dark person." I thought only dark people wore bronzers, but I guess a lot of people wear bronzers. So I've been watching videos about that. I do have on some today. I don't know if you can tell. Like when I'm looking at myself, it looks better than what it has in the past. But when I go back and watch the recording, that's when it'll tell. So anyway, so those are just some things I've been working on. Um, I feel like just because I turned 50 doesn't mean that I need to stop learning new things. Doesn't mean that I have to just be satisfied with what I'm doing. It doesn't mean that um, I have to take the standard and just be like, well, that's just the way it is. So I feel like that I can achieve more things if I raise the ceiling for myself or I raise the bar and I can do a lot more than what I wanted to do in the past. And I know I've talked about this before. One of my dreams was to be a teacher, and I didn't like go to school to be a teacher, but I have found myself in situations where my previous position, I trained, and that was like I was helping people um, with new hires in their training. And then I even took the initiative to take it beyond that. And even after they were through their training, still having meetings with them, like training sessions or whatever you want to call them, and going over things that we had learned and making sure that what they've learned during training, they're retaining it and they still understand it. Because, anytime you learn something new, you learn it all at once and then you go out and you practice it. Sometimes it's lost in translation, some information is confusing to you, or sometimes you don't ever use that for a long, long time. So, and that's just, I've just been lucky that way, where everything, maybe it's just because it's my natural part of my personality is just to what I know is I want you to know, and then that's just how I do it. So in 2019 when I was, in a deep depression, I did not know how to get out of that. I just assumed that you would go to the doctor, they would put you on medication, and then you would get better. But that's not really how it works. Medication is just a part of it. It helps you, with some of the symptoms so that you can do the rest that you need to do. And I've talked about in the last couple of weeks on, especially during my free workshop that I offered, that there isn't a magic pill to take all of this away, all the bad away, all this stress, all the depression, the sadness, the anxiety. There's just isn't one. You have to do the work. You have to be intentional. You have to take action. And I feel like things that I have observed is we are not taking action at all. And we need to take action. So I have steps that I've been working on and they have worked for me. And I know there's a lot of people out there who suffer from the same things as I do. And you're living through, this world in a muck and um, you're wondering when is this going to end? You have you have to come up with a plan. And so if, you want to live a life, stress I won't say stress-free, but less stress, and because stress is gonna be there no matter what. The bumps in the road are gonna be there. how are you going to handle them? How are you going to handle that stress when it comes your way? How are you going to handle those bumps in the road? And so those are things that I had to work on. Before, how I handled those things was I just did not talk about them. They did not exist. And, um, and then my life was okay. Well, it really wasn't okay. I did not know how to handle stress. And there are still things that happen that really, um, I feel like is more than I can handle. And something happened the other day and it kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, I haven't felt like this in a long time about something. So I just had to take a few minutes and I went away from my desk because I was working and I did some, deep breathing and I kind of did a self-talk, this happened. Um, you are on top of it, you're not ignoring it. And they told me the next steps I needed to do to take care of the problem. And so I took the next step and I'm just going to trust the system that it's going to work out okay. Um, if it doesn't, then I will go from there. But at this point, that's all I can do about it. I can't control anybody else. I can only control myself. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I hope that you hear in this little message that it's not too late to change. If your situation seems daunting, there are things that you can do to make it better. And you would just take baby steps and then you just keep going until you can handle more. And you just keep going. You have to build that muscle. You have to build that the memory, the muscle memory. You have to, you have to exercise that. That's not just physically, that's mentally and emotionally. And those are just things that I feel as adults will always have to work on. So I think that's all I needed to say. But if you want a transformation in your life, like I've had in my life, I highly recommend that, you reach out to me. I mean, what is the worst that could happen? I mean, I could say, well, I don't think I could help you, but I know someone else who can. I mean, that's all I can, do. I know what I can do to help people. I know the steps I can, tell you to take and the guidance. So, and to say that, I do offer free coaching calls. I'm sorry, consultation calls. I call them a clarity call. I don't know what to call them, but it's a free 15-minute call. And it's basically just for you to tell me what you need to have changed in your life. And then I can tell you, yes, I can help you, or no, I can't. That's all it is. It's nothing scary. There's no blood. There's no chopping off of a finger. I mean, maybe. No, there's really not. And who knows, you could have you call me, you can meet a new friend. All my friends are like, "No, don't do that. You'll never get rid of her." Anyway, so if you are in a situation, you're like, "I don't know what I need done. I just know I need something done." Then you, just reach out. Um, you can go to my website, www.nikkiasherbowling.com/free call. I think it's free call. I will make sure I put it on the notes on this video. So, or you can instant message me. You can, I'm on all of the social medias. You can get me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm on Facebook the most. But for some reason, a lot of the people that listen to me are on Instagram. So I have been trying to show up there and make sure I don't have any messages. And there are some that have been out there because I don't like notifications because they're so stressful. It's so pressuring to have notifications on my phone. So I like to turn them off. That's a secret. People just don't tell anybody. But if you email me, I check my emails at least twice a day. So happy Saturday. Bye.